Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A Video, the official Q&A video series for NoDQ.com, right here on NoDQ, of course, as well as NoDQ&A Video's affiliate, RingsideNews.com, and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/NoDQCAW, which is almost at 45,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. Got more NoDQ&A videos coming up later this week, as well as Talk Wrestling with Jeff Meacham and Rob Van Dam. Brand new episode coming this week. All right, let's get started here with your questions from spring.me/Aaron Rift. First one today comes from T. Fern Nora. Hey Aaron, if the rumors are true about Brock losing the championship at the Royal Rumble, do you think WWE are absolute idiots for not seizing the opportunity by having a Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton match? Well, first off, I'm not sure where you heard the rumors about Brock Lesnar losing the title at the Royal Rumble. Certainly that didn't come from NoDQ.com. Regarding Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton, I've talked about it before. I think that WWE should do that match, but right now, doesn't look like it's going to happen. It looks like Brock Lesnar is going to be facing John Cena at the Royal Rumble, and then he will go on to Wrestlemania to lose the title to seemingly Roman Reigns, unless WWE changes plans and goes with somebody else to become the next superstar of the company, the next top guy. Brock Lesnar should be defending the title on a monthly basis, but WWE doesn't want to spend the extra money on him. They're struggling with the network. They don't want any more expenses, and they had already planned for Brock Lesnar to win the title at SummerSlam. That was the long-term plan, was for him to beat Daniel Bryan for the title and then lose it at WrestleMania to the next big star. That was what WWE wanted to do. That was their long-term plan. And, they're sticking with the Brock Lesnar being champion part, but they're not having him appear because they don't want to spend the extra money on him. It's really silly in my opinion. I think it devalues the title with him not being around. I do like the idea of the champion only making occasional appearances, but he should be defending the title on every pay-per-view, in my opinion, or every other pay-per-view. The fact that he's not appearing again to the Royal Rumble, to me, is a huge mistake. It devalues the title, and you're missing out on big matches. You could do Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. You could do Brock Lesnar versus Batista. You could do Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose as a setup for Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. There's a lot of different matches you could do with Brock Lesnar. So I think WWE should shell out the money, but at the end of the day, it's a financial decision, and they don't want to spend the extra money. That's the bottom line. This one comes from Ricky Lawson 12. Hey Aaron, I was looking back at the old Raw and SmackDowns back in 2005, and I was wondering, why did WWE not give Christian a push? He was very over with the crowd and could have been a top star on either brand, but WWE dropped the ball with him. I don't think that Christian was ever planned to be a major star in WWE. I think he got over with the fans more than WWE was expecting. And when Christian came out, I remember he did that mockery of John Cena with the freestyle promo, and it got over really well with the audience, but I don't think WWE was expecting that. And because he wasn't in their long-term plans, they did not capitalize on it. And sometimes you just have to go with the crowd and how they react, and a lot of times WWE likes to fight the crowds. They want to do their own thing. Vince claims that WWE listens to their audience, but other times WWE just wants to stick to their plan and do what they think is best for business. Vince has said it before that he feels that fans don't know what they want at times, and maybe this was just one case where Vince was wrong. I mean, it's been said about Vince McMahon for years that he was never a big fan of Christian. He didn't like his look, whatever, and clearly Christian was frustrated about it because he ended up leaving the company and going to TNA for several years. I definitely feel WWE missed an opportunity with him, no doubt. They could have done more with Christian. He could have been a top contender for John Cena for several months, but they wanted to go in a different direction. They wanted to do John Cena versus Kurt Angle and John Cena versus Triple H, and Christian was just pushed aside. He wasn't happy about it, so he went to TNA and did his own thing there. All right, this one comes from John HTRGRGARA Bed. Not sure about that username. Sorry about that. Hey Aaron, do you think WWE should end the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? I really feel the ball dropped for it when the pay-per-view came because wrestlers no longer have fear in their eyes like we saw in the day, and everyone knows when it time in October. Okay? And everyone knows when it time in October. Please answer in video. Well, your basic question here is, should WWE end the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? And I would say 100% yes. It is time to stop doing that pay-per-view. I feel that most of the themed pay-per-views should be dropped. Hell in a Cell should be used as the end of a feud. You should book a Hell in a Cell match when you need to settle a feud once and for all. It shouldn't be where Hell in a Cell is an annual pay-per-view where you have to have a match and you have to try and fit a storyline into a match that has already been confirmed and it's going to be a regular match. To me, it should just happen at any time of the year when a storyline calls for that kind of match. But also, you have to look at the whole PG aspect of it. I will say that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins put on a really good and violent Hell in a Cell match by PG standards. It was, in my opinion, the best Hell in a Cell match since WWE went PG. But really, I think I would drop the Hell in a Cell matches or not do them unless you really have a good storyline and the stipulation is really needed to settle the feud, and it makes sense in the feud to have a Hell in a Cell match settle the score once and for all, and just do it every once in a while, maybe one Hell in a Cell match every year, or even every 2 years, and make it something special and let them go out and have as much of a violent match as possible within their PG standards. All right, this one comes from WWE fan Dark Arrow. Hey Aaron, what do you think about Luke Harper joining Team Authority? It's interesting to me because, I've gotten a lot of questions about Luke Harper, what's going to happen with him as a singles star. I've talked about this in other videos. I feel that Survivor Series is the John Cena show. It's a showcase for him. But now I'm intrigued about this match because not only is Luke Harper in there, I really don't have any confidence in WWE protecting him. I mean, wouldn't surprise me if he goes down in defeat during that match and he's one of the guys eliminated early on. Would not surprise me at all. I'm actually more surprised about Rusev being in there and how WWE is going to handle that. I suppose Rusev could get DQ'd or something like that. They'll have some kind of cop-out so he doesn't have to do a job. But, they're not going to do that with multiple people unless they do some kind of wacky thing where 3 or 4 people get eliminated at once. They've done that before at Survivor Series, but it would surprise me if they did that. So I am intrigued as to what happens with both Luke Harper and Rusev if WWE tries to protect them at all. I just don't see multiple disqualifications, and I think WWE will protect Rusev before they protect Luke Harper. That's just my gut feeling on it. And I got this question here from Dave451985. Do you think it would be okay once in a while for wrestlers to be pinned by moves that are not finishers? I feel like it's always a finisher or a cheap roll-up. It would be nice to have a little more unpredictability, in my opinion. Absolutely. I'm all for changes and finishes that come out of nowhere and matches that go different lengths. I know some people like to have long, lengthy matches, and I think on pay-per-view or the network shows, whatever you want to call them at this point, I think you should have as many clean finishes and decisive finishes as possible. But on TV, I think that you can open it up a bit more. I think you can do different finishes and have matches end at unexpected times, have very short matches, have very long matches, make it more realistic so people will think that it could end at any time, and I think the matches would have more heat that way. I mean, it gets to a point where it's a formula and they just do the same routine every single match. You know how long the match is going to go approximately, and you know how it's going to end, and you just sit there and you're bored until the end because that's when you know something interesting is going to happen. So I do think that they should change it up a bit and do some different finishes and do some different match lengths and just change it up as much as possible. All right, this one comes from That Was My Fault, and this will be the last question for this video. Hey Aaron, what do you think about Eric Rowan at the moment? Is his new character more comedy or psychotic? With his raw appearance and his comment, "She's not here," Do you think his character got a crush on Renee Young or something? Please answer in video. Well, I assume that is the direction they're going, and clearly they have nothing set in stone for Eric Rowan. He is, of the 3 Wyatt family members, he's at the bottom of the totem pole, and I don't really expect him to go anywhere. Clearly, what he was doing on Raw was a comedy act and nothing more. So yeah, I don't know how long he's going to last in WWE. I mean, he'll probably be around doing this character until they give up on it, and then from that point on, I mean, won't be looking good for him as far as his future in WWE goes. I'm a bit surprised they broke up the Wyatt family so quickly, but of the 3, he's definitely the one that has the least potential to go far in WWE, that's for sure. Alright, that'll wrap things up for this edition of No DQ&A Video. Thanks as always for watching. Tell a friend about No DQ&A Video. Don't forget, we're almost at 45,000 subscribers. So subscribe now if you haven't already. Please tell a friend. Please spread the word about No DQ&A Video, and I will see you guys next time.